Today I'm going to fix my Phantom 4. My DJI Phantom 4. Have you ever busted your camera off of your Phantom 4? By landing it on the grass or something, and it falls, and this camera pops off. Something dumb. I found a place that would send me out the wires. You know, that would send me out the piece for it. And so I just ordered it. Took like a week or so, but I got it. You know? So I mean, now I'm taking this thing apart. This is the second time I've done this, because the first time I had a fly off. Camera flew away on me. The drone flew off on me. You can also order these little pots too, replacement pots. Where did that thing go? What I'm going to try to do is get this thing open gently. There is 8 screws, I believe, that are holding this thing in. Star tools that be holding that thing in. Okay, so just kind of wedge that in here, and the whole gimbal comes off there with it. All right, now once you get that off, okay, there's a clip right in here. You gotta unclip. All right, once you unclip that, there's another clip you gotta unclip right here. All right, but this one you gotta unscrew the screws, and I'm lacking some screws. I'm missing some from the last time, so I was just so excited, just so excited to be flying cameras in the sky that I friggin' took this drone apart and I said, whew, let's put it back together and fly again, because it's awesome. I love to fly. Anyway, so I like to try to be like Operation, but I'm not. It's just a lot of little pieces. A lot of little pieces to it. Alright, so now you don't want to mess up any of this other shit. You know what I mean? Like, I got my card in there, but the other stuff, like, I don't want to pry down and bend that stuff and mess up these other pieces. You know what I mean? I just pop that up using my finger. Alright, so now that's that. I have detached the broken piece from the drone. Okay, now I can take the drone and I can put it off to the side now, and basically now I have my camera and the bottom piece of the drone that I need to assemble. We are back. So now we have obviously the camera and the gimbal. Alright, now I always forget where these things go. You know, it's easy to mess this up. You know, so I try to, like, I make a little mark on mine to try to help me remember. And even with that mark, I still mess up. You know what I mean? And this thing pops in there. You know, pops right in there, and you know, the magnet kind of keeps it held on, whatever the heck does. And I think there's probably another piece that I'm probably missing, but I gotta figure that out more as I investigate deeper. But that connects, and then you see that pin, this 32 wire pin cable connects. But obviously the camera wants more room away from its body, so that's not the way it's going to be. It's going to have to be like something like that. Alright. If it is something like that, you point all the way down, point up, go all around, and that thing should be right there. Alright, so now I'm going to pop this back off and put it down. Alright, so now that this is back down, I'm going to do this part first. Okay, and I'm going to leave all this fun stuff right in here, and I'm going to get myself a nice little piece of foam so I can rip out the centers and put this guy in. So these different clamps and things that hold the wires down, and you need to just take them all up and put the new wire into position. You have to remove all this stuff. Alright, it's a pain in the butt. It gets deep. Try to leave pieces where they go, and I try not to get too far lost. And I also try to keep notes so I don't lose myself in the process. So we will see how we do. Alright? And little screwdrivers are definitely a #1 need. So first things first, take up these 4 black ones. And I just don't like to touch anything with my fingers just because there's oils on them. Oil on my fingers that, I don't know, might be bad for some of these circuits or something, some of these microchips. So just try to keep that stuff away from myself. Keep my hands away from it, basically. Okay. Gives me a better idea of what type of screws these are. I already know these are the outside housings. Alright. This little piece is like the reset button. Alright, so, but all these screws are the same size. And I have all of them. Alright. So now, just checking everything out before I remove, you know, there's a power wire connected to this fan over here. So it's not like I can just lift this thing up, rip this wire out, you know, but I do need to unplug those pieces that are plugged right in there. We're going to move forward. Continue to unscrew more of these protective pieces. Alright. Okay, now these little guys are real small. So alright, it's a little sticky. A little sticky from the tape that sticks on it. Alright, and that takes two. So you can see the card right here, the unit. Alright, next piece right here. Okay. Alright, so those guys look like frigging M2050s. So this L bar three M2050s. Okay, for that one, just try to keep it in there for right now. Moving on. Alright. Okay, now we're pretty much at the point where we can take this from here to there to there. I can unplug that. Okay, so alright. These little things have like a little black lever on the back. You flick up the black lever, which releases the clip to be pulled out. Alright, so you can pull it out. Alright, same thing with these guys. Alright, you need to be able to pull out that black lever. And these are always tough. So, what did I do last time? Alright, let's see. Alright, let's remove the fan. Alright, so basically I need to flip open these things in the back, but Oof. There we go. Okay. So I just pushed that up just enough so I can lift these guys up. Alright, and remove the 32 ribbon cables from each area. Okay, now we're totally removed from the inside of the device. Now, basically, we have to get it out here. Alright, now from out here, it's pretty much just stuck. It's taped. It's taped to everything. Alright, except for it's plugged into this guy. So I am going to grab this little T6 star tool and break open the back of this. And whew, I don't even know what that one would be. That would be 60, 2060. Now, some people might be looking and seeing some traces of a second drone, and that is correct. I do have a second drone, but this is not a trick. I am fixing air cut 1 today because air cut 1 is down. Okay, so now once I have unscrewed that, I get the same type of deal on this. Alright, a little flick open type of shield. Alright, I'm going to kind of shimmy wiggle it out. And I got this glue to get off. Alright, all this glue. All this sticky stuff. It's basically just removing sticky stuff, which isn't super fun. It isn't the worst thing in the world, you know? Okay. There we go. And it's all twisty and curvy, so you know, when you do this for yourself, I suggest you remember the original path that you removed, because pain in the ass trying to remember the exact place that you ran it in through the original time. You know what I mean? And I mean, because this is the broken one, I guess, you know, I could really just cut it, but I gotta put the other one in here anyway. I gotta run the other one in here anyway. Oh, bloody pieces of silliness. Alright, I'm just gonna cut it. Okay, just gonna cut it because it is broken. And I don't need it. And there we go. So now what we will do is remove the new one. These things are so fragile. So fragile. You gotta be careful with them.